Crew, was good? It's Rubber Captain coming back at you with another video. And you know, today we got a very long awaited special video for y'all boys, man. I know y'all are excited for this new leader coming out. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, by the title, man, we can't lose with this deck. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's cause it's a RP Luffy twin, cause we twinning over here or something. I don't know. But we went in the kitchen and started cooking right away when we got off work, man. I'm talking about straight off work with this thing. Your boy couldn't even take a shower or nothing. Nah, I'm just playing. But you know, hey, straight off work with it, man. We got in the kitchen for y'all boys, and let me show you. You're gonna see my list is a whole lot different than what you seeing out here, because you know we got the best list in the game, man. Let's face it. We got the best list in the game. Let's face it. So let's get into this deck list, man. And before we go over these cards, you know, you're gonna see some different shit in this list than you normally see out here in the streets, and that's cool. But before we get into the deck list, if you like content like this and you're excited for these new leaders, I am gonna start making videos on new leaders just going forward. I missed out on a couple of the OP10 leaders and all that. That's cool. We'll come back to them eventually, but I'm gonna start making lists on new leaders just so y'all can check out what your boy cooking, man. So, without further ado, let's get into this list, man. And let's break it down. Tell you why we're playing what we're playing, and you know, go over everything. So first off, we got the new leader here. You may activate this effect at the start of your turn. So before you do your don, your drawing, anything, if you have 8 or more don cards, you must have 8 already when you start the turn. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal one Straw Hat type card, add it to your hand, then place the remaining cards at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. You know, hey. So right now we cooking. Let's get into the the gameplay right here. Not the crew. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into the deck list right here. So first off, we got 4 of the Sanjis. The 9-cost Sanji is mandatory for this list. Mandatory. Another thing you might notice if you're looking through my list, I only got 4 2Ks in this list. There's a reason for that. Let me cook. So we got 4 of the 9-drop Sanjis. Sanji's a powerhouse card. You're bringing out big bodies late game. The only place this deck struggles is the early game. So I'm gonna tell you my tech. I'm gonna show you my tech and why we got cards like that. So we got the 3-cost Nami right here. I have seen no other list using this card, and this card is a baby version of Nami. This card is a blocker. On play, it's for 3 don. On play, draw 2 cards, return 2 cards from your hand to the top or bottom of your deck, your choice. So when you draw your bricks or your big bodies and you got Sanji in hand, you're like, damn, what do I do? Usually you have to have the 5-cost Nami. Well, you know what? Now we got another card. You draw 2 cards, you put the 2 bricks or whatever you want on the top of your deck, and you're cooking. You know what I'm saying? You're playing Sanji out to Big Mom or Sanji into Katakuri, whatever. Nami, little Nami. Now you got the big version of Nami. You got the big Nami. It's 5 costs. Blocker, on play. If your leader's multicolored, draw 3 cards, place 2 from your hand on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So this is Nami. We got 8 cards that's gonna let us stack our bigs back onto the top of our deck so we can play them out with Sanji. Now we got the 2 8-cost Rush Luffy's. We got it at 2 right now because, like I said, we still are in the testing phase. I literally just threw this deck together, ran 4 games, and literally just obliterated my opponents in 4 games. Maybe it's because we're an RP Luffy main and we're used to playing with 6 life or whatever. Or maybe the deck is just fucking fire, bro. Maybe it's just cooking, Maybe we don't need more than 4 2Ks, Hey. Either way, we got 2 of the Rush Luffy's. This is a new card. When attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand. This is where we trash them events that we can't use or bricks, whatever. Return 1 character with 4 costs. If you want to return 1 character with 4 costs, you can even return your own characters, which we don't have many targets in here. But if you want to return like your Usohachi or even your Namiel, so you can restack, you can do that. Return it to the owner's hand. Give 1 Resodon card to your leader or character. So there we go. Basically, he's a 9K rusher for 8 costs. Great card, because I usually stack the one down on him when I'm swinging. So now we got Brule. A lot of people are still on the Mr. Two's nuts, you know, and they still playing the Bond Clays. I get it. You get the instant ramp. If they bounce your Brules, you know, you don't get the ramp. But let me tell you something. This deck struggles in the early game. You need cards that's going to sustain you till you can get to them 8 dying turns. You know, so Brule actually comes in handy more than you would think. You play her out on 4. If you got her, you play her out on 4. She's taking a free hit for you. If they bounce her, they bounce her. It's whatever. You playing enough ramp cards where you're gonna see some ramp. You know, it is what it is. Brule. Now we got 3 of the Lin Lins. I do possibly want to go up for this card, but right now, in testing, this is the 3 ratio is working out good for me. You really don't want to see your bigs in hand, but if you do, you know we have ways to get them out of hand. But three's been cooking right now. So far, like we're playing what is it? 8, 12, 13. We're playing 13 bigs right now, so it's a decent number. And you know also help us keep from bricking on them as well. Now the next card we got is a newer card. It's the Rosinante. So this is where all our event packages coming in right here. On this card it says if you do the extra event that you can't use on play, you can trash 1 event card, draw 2 cards. So cycle. If you don't want to cycle, you don't have to. The main reason we're using this card is for the effect at the end of your turn. If you have 7 or more Don cards, set up the 2 of them as active. So this is automatically activating your events that you're playing. So help us counter out of tax. You know, that's what we're playing it for. Next we got the new card, Charlotte Katakuri. This is an 8 cost, 8k blocker. At the end of your turn, set up 2 of your Big Mom Pirate type characters with a cost of 3 or more as active. Then add 1 Don from your Don deck as rested. So this helps you stay at 10 Don. When you're on 10 Don, you can use your Gum Gum Giant safely. Or, you know, if you're on 9 Don and you play this out with the Sanji, you go back up to 10. So you can use this. You go up to 10, so you can use this card to basically use your Gum Gum Giants and still stay at that 8 Don threshold, which is very important, so we can scry our deck every turn, you know, is what it is. We got 4 of the Usohachi's, best 2k counter for purple, so that's why we're playing it. We may eventually work in 4 more 2k counters if this deck starts to struggle, if I see it starting to struggle in certain areas, but right now it's cooking, bro. Then we got 4 Thunder Baguas. So this is 4 pieces of ramp right here, and it's also counter. So you can use it as counter, and it also has a trigger to add 1 Don from your Don deck and set it as active. So this card is all around great for this leader. You're at 3 life, and I usually play at 2 life anyway, because I usually take the first hit. So seeing 2 of these in the open hand means on your turn 2 you can swing 6, and if they play it out of the body and they swing twice, or just they play a rusher and they swing twice, you can ramp twice with this card in 1 turn. So you're getting to that 8, 10, 9 Don turn quick, like turn 3, turn 4. So that's and it's also countering out of attacks for us. So essentially this counts for 2 2Ks for free. We got the 0 cost Gum Gum Jet Gatlin. So this comes in handy when you may not have but 1 Don up and you got a Thunder Bagua in hand, or you got too many bigs in hand, which usually doesn't happen because you do got, you know, ways to stack your bigs back into the top of your deck or the bottom of your deck, wherever you want to put them at. This just helps us unbrick. So, and it's searchable with your leader, so you gotta play it. We got 1 is to die for. I usually don't like running 1-ofs, but I didn't want too many bricks in the deck, so I had to cut somewhere. Had to trim the fat somewhere, but hey, 1's good. It either comes up or it don't come up. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of ramp in here, so if we don't see it, we don't see it. It's not needed. It is good though when you can ramp twice if they do have a 6k body out. But we go against Pluffy. Spoiler warning: we do play a Pluffy in this. We do play a Pluffy with this list, and you'll see we have no problem. We got 4 Gum Gum Giants, most broken card in purple right now. Gotta play it. We got 4 of the new Gear 2 cards. This is basically a 3 cost ramp piece, so it replaces your Zoro Joro, which you would usually play. A lot of lists are still running Zoro Joro, but like I said, I need more sustain in the early game. So being able to use this as counter and not have to use it as ramp is very needed. I think that's why I am playing the Thunder Bagwas and other ramp pieces. So if I do see this card, most of the time when I get to my 10 Don turn, I'm going to have 1 Don up because I'm trying to drop them Sanjis every turn. So having this card as an extra backup to the Gum Gum Giant is needed in my opinion. So I don't like to use it for ramp, but if it is my only ramp piece, I will use it. It is what it is. And then we have 2 of the lead performer disasters. The great thing about this card is it replaces itself, and then it also has a trigger to activate the card's main effect, so it replaces itself from life as well, and you get to draw a card. You know what I mean? Well, it replaces itself. So yeah, essentially you get to draw a card with it. So this is the first rough draft of the list right here. This is my very first list. I will have the list linked in the description down below, so boys can try it out for yourself. But you know your boy got the best list in the game, man. I mean, hey, if you don't know, try one of my lists out, bro. Take it to one of your locals or something. You'll see for yourself. As long as you're a decent player, my list is gonna cook for you, I promise. But without further ado, man, let's get into the gameplay because I'm excited to show y'all the gameplay. And before we do, hey, Brooke, drop that beat. Alright, crew, our first match is against the Nami player. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't read this Nami's effect. I do have an idea of what she does, but frankly, I just don't care, as long as I can do what I want to do. So our first hand does have 3 bricks in it, which is kind of risky, right? But like I said, we're playing the events, we're playing the shit that's gonna help us in the early game. We always take that first hit because, we're not scared. We're not scary, man. We play on 2 life. You might as well look at our leader as a 2 life leader. That's what we play on. So since I took that first hit, I'm going to swing 6, play our Brulee. Maybe she'll protect us from the next hit. I don't know. Maybe Nami has a way to bounce the shit back to my hand. We're going to find out. Stay tuned next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. So she plays out a card here. Let's pause. I need to see what this card does because I didn't even read it while I was in the game. If your leader is Nami, return one of your opponent's cost 5 or less to the owner's hand. So she bounces our ramp piece. Oh, unfortunate. You know what? You know what though? I don't care because I do have another ramp piece in hand. On top of that, now I got another 1k counter in hand. So I play out the It's to Die for. We ramp up. We're on 4 Don here. I actually used the gear 2 to ramp again, so we're already at 8, and I swing 7 into life. And I keep my 1k counter in hand. So that means turn 4, not only we're going to be at 10 Don, we do get our leader effect at the start, and we got a Sanji in hand already. So if we see a big, we're cooking. And if we don't, we can set up for the next turn with a Namuel. So we could play out 2 Namuels if we wanted to, just to, get 2 blockers out in case he bounces one. And if he does bounce one, I don't know why he'd want to bounce it, but if he does, he does. So we're going to get our leader effect here. We see some bigs. We're down to 1 life, so Lin's probably the play here. We just add the Nami to hand. And then we'll stack it to where we draw the Sanji more than likely. We draw the Sanji. I'm trying to decide between the rush, Lin, and the rush, but I feel like Lin's better just gaining that life. So we draw the Sanji. We got 3 Sanjis in hand. We're gonna swing 6 here. Get some cards out of hand. See what he does. We do got the Katakuri in hand, so if we want to do Namuel next turn to play out the Katakuri the following turn, then we could do that as well. It never hurts to establish multiple blockers. We get rid of the Brulee here. No need for her no more. We're gonna stack this Law on the bottom of their life, and we're gonna pass it here. We got 1 Don up, bluffing the Gum Gum Giant. He don't know. He just sees 6. He just sees 6 or 7 cards in hand. But if we get pudding, we might get punished. Spoiler warning: I'm probably gonna get put in this game, just so you know. But it don't matter. We just counter out with one of the Namuels here. Our leader's 6k. This is another reason why we don't really need that many 2ks. And playing the events as well helps with us not needing 2Ks also. So we're gonna leader effect here. We're gonna probably draw into the 2K, and then or draw the Gum Giant, either way, and then draw into the 2K. It don't matter really how you do it. It just whatever you give them hand knowledge whenever whatever card you draw off your leader effect. So I guess I'll let them know I draw a Gum Giant, so maybe that scares them a little bit more. I don't know. Potentially protect my bodies, you know, him from swinging into my bodies. I forgot what card we stacked on top because I wasn't paying attention. I think we stacked maybe the Rush Luffy or a Katakuri on top, one of them I think the Katakuri, just to establish a blocker. So he uses Nami effect to go up to 7K, but it doesn't matter, we're swinging 9s. Getting all that counter out of hand. Yeah, going to a Katakuri, establish a blocker. It looks like Katakuri's effect tries to resolve as much as possible, so if he was at 9 Don, you would go up to 10. So perfect. We stand up our Lin here after attacking with her, so she's safe from attack. And our board is looking devastating already, bro. Our board's looking super juice. Let's see what our opponent does here. Puts one on the Nami. See what he does. To be honest with you, I haven't looked at any Nami lists, so I don't know what they're playing. I'm assuming they do play the Sanjis though, because, you know, Sanji, crack card for blue. Especially if you have a way to stack it. We're just going to give him 1K here. We really want to protect our body with a Gum Giant if we have to. He swings 9, so we'll just go ahead and, you know, Gum Giant. He did Red Rock or Katakuri, unfortunately, but we don't care about that. So, I'm going to show you another play you can do this next turn. So we use our leader effect, right? Okay. We see a Sanji in hand. We see a 2K. In hindsight, I probably would have just drew the Sanji, but we don't want him to know we got another Sanji anyway. It doesn't matter. But anyway, stack the Nami. So we can actually use the Nami here to draw into some more cards with our Sanji effect. So we should just swing. I was thinking about playing the Katakuri out straight up and not doing the Nami play, but then I thought about it like, well, she's going to be a blocker anyway. Yeah, he can potentially bounce it, but it is what it is. Establishing 2 more bodies is more toxic in my opinion. So we're swinging 9. Takes. He set that Capone game beige the last turn, which was very smart of him. Or he would have had to worry about counting out of 2 more attacks instead of 1 more. Nami's pretty strong though. He does have a lot of counter for Nami. See what he does here. Gives us a 1-cost slave arrow. He gets to bounce one of his cards back to his hand, and he goes up to 11, which is cool. Play out the Sanji here into the Nami. Now we're just gonna stack our bricks and what we want to play next turn with Sanji potentially, if we do, you know, have to do that. And bam. We leave 1 up. He puddings us here. So normally pudding would be devastating, but he actually gave us a 2K and some 1Ks, and we still got the 1-cost event. So we're not looking terrible at all. And we still got our blocker, of course, so he has to worry about that. You could play that another 2-drop out to bounce it, right? But I'm fine if he does. We give him a 1K here. See what he wants to do. Plays out a Nefertari VV. Wings 10 at us here. We're just gonna block out. Cause why not? Alright. So we get leader effects. Probably just gonna draw the Gum Gum Giant, cause why not? Start placing on top. Um, we're gonna draw the 0 cost. Leave the Big Mom on top. So here we're going to swing as much as possible to potentially go for game, but we're gonna leave 5 down up. We're gonna leave 5 down up just for our Rosinante, just in case we can't kill him. Just in case we can't kill him, because he does have potential triggers. You know, we don't know what triggers he could have. We're gonna leave 5 down up just in case we can't kill him, and then we're gonna that way we can play our Rosinante out and stand 2 down back up. And we'll sit on a Gum Gum Giant Gear 2 and Gum Gum Jet Gatlin and a 2K counter, which is insane. Our opponent's board is very weak compared to our board, so it's really not much you can do here. We put 3 on, swing 12. Because the idea was I was gonna swing 12, and then I was gonna swing 11 just to see what he would do. I just wanted to make sure I got this last life, and I don't know what event he's got, but his last event took him to 11, so I wanted to swing at least 1K over that. Only got 4 cards in hand, so let's see what he does here. Cool, he takes, he gets another beige, so it makes it where my Sanji can't attack. Cool. So we put 2 on lead here, we swing 8. Get another 2K potentially from hand. See what he does. He gives us a slave arrow. We assumed he had it. Cool. So now here we play out our Rosinante. We elect to not trash a card, and we just stand up our 2 Don and we pass. We knew it was on top of our deck. We knew it was gonna draw. We could have potentially put some cards on top to draw with him. You can do that as well, but it wasn't needed. We have everything we need in hand. We have enough to survive anything this man can do right now, which is very unfortunate for him. He puts 4 on the kid. He swings 13, and when a count is done in a second, and I'm like, well, there's no reason for me to counter out of this because his next attack's gonna be lower. So it's like, I'll take it. Why not? There's no way our opponent can kill me with the Don he has left and all the events we have. So he put 6 on Nami here. We Gum Gum Giant, and our opponent quits. Our opponent quits here, and you know, I mean, there's nothing our opponent can do. They have no life. This shit's just insane. This board is insane. Let's get on to the next game, crew. Oh, you may ask yourself, how does this deck do against decks that go wide really quickly? Well, here you go. We're playing against a Pluffy. This game we do take first from him, so you know that's a plus on our end. We're gonna swing 6 here. Use our gear 2 to ramp. Bam, bam. And we got a Thunder Bagua in hand, so that means we can take the first hit if he swings at us. Because, you know, sometimes they don't swing at you. They'll play out a kid or something on 5 and won't swing at you because your leads are 6K. He does play the Sun Goro, so he's not swinging at us, which is cool. I'm like, okay, I can swing 9 here, or even 10, and leave 2 up for Thunder Bagua to counter out of another attack. So it's like, he's got to take this life. That means if he wants to ramp again on his next turn, you know it's gonna cost him. Leave 2 up for Thunder Bagua here. We'll see what our opponent does. Right now our hand's not the best. We don't see any Sanjis. Um, we can draw into them potentially, but right now there's no Sanjis in our hand. He swings 6 here. I just go ahead and Thunder Bagua out. It's gonna be the same either way because if he plays out the Luffy Taro, he only can swing 6 with his leader anyway. So cool. He chooses a Rampadon, which is unfortunate for him. He's at 2 life. So we just not hit our 8 Don turn, but we do got a Kata in hand, so we're probably gonna play out that big blocker. We're gonna swing at his Sanji here just to get some counter out of hand. We get a free 1K. Play out our Katakuri blocker. Gain the rest of Don. But right now, it doesn't look too great for us, His board's very wide. He's got a lot of cards in hand. He's about to draw 2 more cards off this Sangoro. We're just gonna counter out here. And then his next Sanji swing, I'm going to trick my opponent. And I should take, right? Swings Luffy Taro. I block out here. Give him a 1K. So now he has a choice to make. He can play out a 9-cost card if he does have one and try to kill my Katakuri that way, or he can strap up lead, play out a blocker, and try to kill my Katakuri that way. So I put him in an ultimatum here. You gotta play mind games with your opponent. Don't get me wrong, I could have free blocked the Sangoro hit, and then he just swings it with Luffy Taro and kills it for a whole lot cheaper. Our opponent don't know we don't have any active counter in hand besides the 2K, but we know. So here, off lead effect, we probably gonna have to draw the Gum Gum Giant, unfortunately, which is cool. We're gonna set it up to where we top deck the Rosinante. And probably, yeah. Set it to where we top the deck the Rosinante. We're probably gonna play out the Kata this turn and set on 2 events. Swing 6 to hit Sangoro again to get a free card out of hand. Or his blocker, either one. He gets us a Rush Sanji, it's perfect. Now be mindful what you stack on top of your deck. I wasn't really thinking that turn. So because my Gum Gum Giant, when I do activate it, I will draw those next 2 cards. So try to make sure those cards are counter if you do plan on using your Gum Gum Giant. So our opponent swings 6 at us here. Just gonna give him a 1K. Swings another 6. But we should free block this turn. Yeah, we actually free blocked that time. He swings 8. We just Gum Gum Giant. Probably get rid of the other Gum Gum Giant, yeah. No need for 2 of them right now. He plays the 10 dropout, which is crazy to me. So I'm guessing he thinks he can kill us this turn. He swings 6 into 6. We give him a 1K. He swings 9 into 6. Give him a 1-cost event and a 2K. And he swings it to our Kata here, and we gotta let that go. Unfortunate. But our opponent is down to 0 life. We draw the Gum Gum Giant. We should stack the Gear 2 on top. Yep, so we draw into the Gear 2. Now I say our opponent's got a big ass hand, but we can safely swing 8 and survive the next turn. I thought about swinging all 10 and going for it, but we're gonna swing with 8 here on lead for 14. Mind you, our opponent's hand is huge. It's like 12 cards in hand. He could get to 14, but since he didn't keep one up for his Gum Gum Giant, he was cooked. Hindsight, if he would have kept one up, I probably would have swung a little less, but we did know we had some counter on top from when we used our Gum Gum Giant. We can get out of pretty much any attack, because this Gum Gum Giant Gear 2 alone is 7k on my leader. I think he'll be at 5 Don, so the most he can swing is 10 with his leader next. Counter out of that easily, take the Gear 5 hit, and swing another 14 or 16 the next turn. So, I mean, even if he did keep Gum Gum Giant up, or one up for Gum Gum Giant, he probably would have had to play a Big Mom out to survive the next turn. But he only had 5 Don, so he wouldn't have been able to do that. So either way, our opponent was cooked this game. No matter what he did, he was cooked. He just didn't know it. We actually rematched this guy, so let's get into the rematch. Alright, so he asked for a rematch. I'm testing the deck, and I think Pluffy is a good deck to test against because they are able to go wide. So, you know, might as well play against him. Swings 8 of us here, we take. We actually get the 0 cost. We're going to use it to ramp early, because why not? Lays out a searcher here. Nice, nice. Alright, we're on 5 Don to start the turn off. We can swing 3 here. So swing for 9 and leave 2 up for Thunder Bagua here. See what he wants to do. Actually counters out of this hit. So I'm assuming he doesn't want to take life just so he can use his leader effect, which is understandable. He takes his life, of course. Probably gonna play out Luffy Taro, yep, and the Sangoro. They're perfect line of play. He did go first this game, so you know it is what it is. We got 7 Don here, so I can put 1 on lead. This is why Brule is optimal. Play out Brule, leave 2 up for Thunder Bagua. So now we can potentially ramp twice. And you know, you may say, well, what if they rest down your Brule with the 7-drop Sanji? That's a possibility, bro. It's very possible, right? We still have the Thunder Bagua to get out of an extra hit, and we do got, you know, a little bit of counter in hand. Not much, but we got a little bit of counter in hand. As long as we save the Thunder Bagua for the Luffy Taro, we should be alright. And I don't mind going down to 1 life either, you know, because we can gain life with Big Moms and, you know, shit like that. And we can play out our 8 cost category blockers if we need to. We can even go next turn Nami Namuel and play out 2 blockers and cycle, you know. The world is our oyster. He plays out Usohachi and rests down our Brule, man. That's tragic. But little does he know, if he doesn't get rid of this Brule, she's still going to be a blocker for me next turn, and I'm fine with that as well. Unless you want to just rest her down every turn, hey, I'm cool with that. Swings 8, we take that life. He swings another 8. We give him 3 1Ks here. Not looking good for us. It's not looking good for us. But hey, we play chess. We don't play checkers. We see a category. That's what we like to see. We're probably gonna stack the 2K on top. Bam, bam, and then we got the Sami Namuel for the the next draw off the Gum Gum Giant. So we're fine with that. We swing 6 here at life. See what our opponent wants to do. Counters out for free. That's nice. We play out our category blocker here. And we're looking nice. So now we got 2 blockers that he has to worry about because he didn't get rid of the Brule last turn. So we get to block out of 2 attacks for free unless he has another way to rest down our Brule. And I got news for you. If he plans on playing any big bodies out, he's probably gonna have to swing off top. Unless he plays a 7 cost rush Sanji, then maybe he can rest her down immediately. Which I know he does play it because I seen him discard it last game. He swings 8 at us here. Relay just took an 8K attack. You love to see it. You love to fucking see it. Now if he swings the Sanji here, we just free block with the Katakuri or the Sanguro, whatever. If he invests his Don on it, then I'm definitely cool. He invests Don into it, so now he's got 8 Don open. And if he plans on leaving any up for Gum Gum Giant, I can't imagine too many cards he can play. So we should just free block with the Katakuri here and give him a 1K. Because even if he wants to invest and go into our Kata here, that puts him at 13 and we can get out of that. We go up to 12 with the Gum Gum Giant. We know we're drawing 2 1Ks and we could just give him a free 2K. See what he wants to do. Taking some time to think. So it's looking like he's leaving 5 open Don right now. He's thinking hard. He's thinking hard. I get it. Playing against this leader can be very intimidating. He swings it to her AK body here. I'm probably just going to use the Gum Gum Giant to cycle through. That way my leader effect, I can look at a whole 5 new cards. Nothing wrong with it. And plus I can keep the Usohachi in case he plays a blocker down that I need to rest. So bam. We going in, we going in. So here, I draw the Gear 2. Very devastating for our opponent here. Probably gonna set the Sanji up. Or we do the Thunder Bagua, it doesn't really matter. We swing 8 into the Sangoro here. See if he wants to give us a 2K, 1K or that Gum Gum Giant. But I got news for him. That Sangoro's getting taken off the board no matter what he does. Because we are playing out our Rush Luffy with our next Sanji play. So here I'm going to swing 6 in the life to try to get him to do something. If we can get some counter out of hand. We do. Now we're going to attack 9K in the life. Try to get that Gum Gum Giant away. He takes. That's fine as well. Play out our Sanji into our Rush Luffy. And we're about to come in for another 9 and bounce that Sangoro back to his hand. Just gonna trash a Nami probably or a Thunder Bagua because we can't use it anyway right now. Bounce. Catch a Don, swinging 9 in. See if we can get that Gum Gum Giant. He takes another life. So he's probably doesn't have Gum Gum Giant, or I don't know what's going on right now. We're gonna stand our Kata back up so we get our blocker back. We're at 10 Don still. Really his only valid attacker is Luffy Taro. He's just swinging a blank 8 with Luffy Taro. And we're gonna give him a 2K, 1K probably for that. Like, why not? Still keep our blocker up in case he's got a rush or something like that, or 10 drop. So we know he plays a 10 drop now. This deck is very scary, man. It's very scary for the person who's playing against it. Like, all these bodies on board, like, you're looking at literally just devastation. Like, you're looking at a blocker that can stand itself up every single turn. That's why I'm playing 4 copies of this card, by the way. Not only is it a blocker, but it can restand itself every single turn. And on a side note, if I did cut anything down to add a 4th Big Mom, it probably would be the Thunder Baguas. I wouldn't mind going down to two or 3 Thunder Baguas to add in like some more bigs if I needed to, or even messing around with the ramp pieces a little bit. Brule is gonna stay for sure, but the event ramp doesn't have to stay. I mean, running 2 event ramps is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind just running 2 of them, because we do got our Gear 2s. which can ramp us as well if we need to. Our opponent's thinking very long about this play because he's gonna potentially try to kill us right here. He swings 6. I just free block. He's probably gonna try to split and attack with the law and the Luffy, maybe potentially. I don't know. I can't remember. Taking a while. He's taking a while. Let's see. Okay, there he goes. He puts 5 on the law. Swings 7. We get up to 9 very easily, and he quits right there. So you know, he knew he was cooked. Look at our opponent's hand. He literally has 2 2Ks and the rest is straight bricks. Majority bigs he can't play, and that's the problem with Luffy. That's the problem with Pluffy, really. Especially if you're playing that many bigs. Like, I don't know why he's got the Kaidos or none of that. Maybe he's playing some janky list. Who knows? But Pluffy already plays enough bricks with the Zoro Joros and the Luffy Taros. So I don't know. But good games to our opponent. Let's get on to the last game, crew. Alright, crew, so we're going up against the Koby here. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even read what this man could do. And I really didn't care. Like, when you play with this deck, you really just don't care. Like, you don't care about what your opponent can do because you know what you can do. And what you can do is just punish them relentlessly with big bodies. I mean, dropping bigs, there's no greater feeling than just spamming bigs to the board. Like, what can your opponent do? So, probably take this hit. We do got 2 Thunder Bagwas. This is an example of where I was saying you can leave on over 2 Thunder Bagwas if you need to. So here we'll swing. My plan is I have a lead performer disaster in hand, right? So if he does have a rush card, because I don't know exactly what Koby plays, but they do have rushers, I think, somewhere in there. But if he does play out a rush card, I can use both Thunder Bagwas and ramp twice. If I don't, I can use 1 Thunder Bagua, and then the following turn, I can play a lead performer disaster, swing for 7, and then leave 2 up for another Thunder Bagua. So our opponent swings there. Alright, we're at 7 done. So we're gonna do the play we just said. We actually gonna swing 8. We use lead performer disaster, we draw a card, we get a 2K, like to see it. Swing 8 into our opponent here. We get him down to 2 life already. We leave 2 up for another Thunder Bagua. We're actually going to ramp 3 times. So we can be on 10 Don on our 4 Don turn. I mean on our turn 4. He plays out a Helmeppo here. I don't know what he's doing. I'm literally not even really reading his cards. I'm reading the leader effect right here. I just don't care. I don't know. It's like I'm gonna read them eventually because I am, like I said, I'm gonna put out videos for every leader, just so I can give y'all all the spice. You know what I'm saying, and what everything can do. He thought about swinging Helmeppo there, but he seen the 2 Don open and he knew I was gonna ramp again, but it didn't matter. We're already where we need to be at. We're already 8 Don here, so we're setting up for our Sanji play. We're gonna draw the Thunder Bagua, play out the Sanji into the Kata or the Rush. Probably the Rush Luffy, yeah. I like the Rush Luffy because he is already at 2 life, right? So it's like you have to deal with my board at that point. We swing 6 here. Play the Sanji out into the Rush Luffy. Wing. We're probably gonna bounce back as Kuzan because that's the next biggest attacker under Helmeppo. Or attempt to bounce back as Kuzan because I read afterwards that he can save it by returning 3 cards, which is cool. We don't care if he leaves it on board. we're gonna swing 9 into him here. He takes. We got him down to 1 life. We're set up, man. We got a nasty ass hand. We got Gum Gum Giant, man. We got Thunder Bagwas. We got Gear 2. We got a 2K. We got a Nami, man. We can do whatever we want to do right now. We're just having our way. I know Koby has ways to remove bodies, but we're not even worried about it because we're establishing so many big bodies per turn that it's literally not gonna matter. So we're waiting on our opponent here. He's taking his time thinking about what to do. We don't got much longer. He plays out the doll. The doll is gonna minus one of our characters, minus 6,000 attack, which is cool. I'm thinking he's gonna minus the Luffy here, but he actually minuses the Sanji. I know they have a way to attack active characters, which is cool. He uses the rest of his Don. What is he playing out? Oh, he played out the Ibarra. I don't know how to say that name. Probably butchering it, but it is what it is. He attacks into our Luffy. We're gonna save it. I think about saving the Sanji here, but he just attacks it with Helmeppo and Kuzan after that, so it's gonna get lost either way. I'll let it go. Now if he attacks the Helmeppo into the Luffy, I save it with Gum Gum Giant. We're looking good. Probably pitch one of the Thunder Boggles. We don't need both of them. Bam. Yes sir, yes sir. He attacks 5 into 6. I guess he didn't realize what I had. Or he's trying to bait me into swinging into his bodies, but I got news for our opponent here. We're not going to go into your bodies. He sees me draw the Gear 2, and he's just devastates our opponent, man. This deck will make your opponent rage quit, and I understand. I completely understand, especially my version, because we're playing so many events. It's just like, bro, I could play out a Nami and leave 5 open Dawn for events and be able to actually use that 5 open Dawn on my opponent's turn just to counter every attack possible. Like, that's just insane. And that's another reason why I play the events, because the turns where I have to play Nami or the turns where I have to play Namuel, I can play Namuel out for 3. Let's just say the events I got in hand right now. So that's 4 Dawn worth of events, right? So I'll play Namuel out for 3. I need 4 for the events. That's 7. That means I can swing 9 with my leader. I can swing 9 with my leader first, play Namuel out, set my deck up to where I can play my Sanji Katakuri or Sanji Linlin the next turn, and have 4 open Dawn for these events. That's 6K counter with the 2 Gear 2s and another 4K. So 10K counter total right there with just 3 events. So it's like, this deck is broken, bro. But let's go back to the list, and I'll show you like some things I'll probably move around just off top to get more bigs or whatever into the list. I'll see you there, crew. Alright, crew. So we're back to the list. If you don't like the idea of not having 8 2Ks, let's just use that as an example. Couple things you can move around. You could go down to 2 Thunder Bagua. That's gonna leave you with off top. Let's see, we got 4, 8, 12, 13 ramp pieces. 13 ramp pieces is cool. But let's go even further. Let's say we want to get rid of the Is to Die for. We want our 2K to be searchable, right? So we go to blue, purple, Straw Hat. Alright, so you got a couple options. You got the Frenosuke, which can be a potential rusher into the Blackbeard matchup, right? You got the Sanji, which is a big body. And you got some lower cost ones that don't really do much, so they're not really useful. Let's see here. I don't know about any blue ones. Got any good blue 2Ks? Got this Nami. I don't think she's good at all. I've already read her effect before. Yeah, so basically your options are, or you can even run this other Usohachi here that came in the starter deck. Came in the starter deck and it also came in the OP05. Another 2K counter that you can run. Right. Let's just see how that looks now. Okay. So we're at 7 2K counters, right? Let's say we want to go up to 8 2K counters. What else could we cut here? We gotta have enough events to make our Rosinante relevant if we do need that draw. Which most of the time you won't need to draw with them because you are stacking your deck the way you want it. Well, let's just say if we wanted to run just 10 ramp events or 10 ramp, if you just wanted to run 10 ramp, right? So now you could go up another Lin, and you could go up another 2K. Here we go. All right, getting mixed up. All right, so now we're at what, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. We're at 14 bricks now, which is a good number. 14, 15 bricks is nice. Yeah, it's really good. So now that we cut the extra bricks, we added more 2Ks. This list could be, a potential right here to be good, I will test this list out. We'll make a video on this list. This will be Luffy Dog 2 right here. Number 2. And I wouldn't mind even going up a third Luffy, to be honest. Like maybe we cut one more 2K or even a 1K. Maybe we cut down one Namiel, right? Because Namiel's not searchable. Go up another Luffy here. And this list is clean too, not gonna lie. This shit's kinda clean. Even running 3 Rosinante wouldn't be bad. I like 4, I do like to see it though, just in case. Just being able to stand up them 2 non-active is good. Yeah, I like this. I like this list right here. So now you got 15 bigs. Yeah, only 15 bricks, 15 bigs. This is a nice looking list right here. You got the Brulee for the early game. You got the Gear 2 for the early game. You got the Gum Jet Gallons for the early game. You got the Thunder Boggles for the early game. And you got Nami for extra blockers. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11. Got 14 blockers here. 15 blockers. We got 15 blockers total. That's nice. Yeah, this is a clean ass list, bro. But I'm gonna post the original list down in the description below. I'm gonna do some more cooking for y'all boys, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Hey, and don't forget, I am doing a giveaway. If you made it this far in the video, hey, you're lucky. I mentioned the giveaway late, unfortunately. Make sure you tap in to the last video. Leave a comment down below, and that enters you for the giveaway. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Hey, hit the like button for your boy as well, man. That helps out. Helps in the algorithm, help your boy out. But I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.